The relationship between Young Thug and Gunna is one of the most prominent and impactful in recent hip hop history. As two of the leading figures in Atlanta's vibrant rap scene, their collaborations shaped much of the sound and culture of modern trap music. Today, they've built YSL into a formidable brand, with Young Thug playing the role of the mentor and Gunna his protege. Their partnership was initially characterized by mutual respect and shared ambition. But in 2022, a series of legal issues and public disputes brought their relationship to a dramatic and still ongoing breaking point. At the center of the conflict lies the infamous RICO case that ensnared Young Thug and several members of the YSL collective, leading to the arrest and significant legal battles. Gunna, facing similar charges, made a controversial decision to accept a plea deal, which prompted several widespread reactions within the hip-hop community. The fallout from Gunna's plea became the spark for a bitter feud between the two, with Young Thug's public reactions and Gunna's attempt at clarification fueling an ongoing battle of words and sentiments. In this video, we'll explore the origins and developments of the beef between Young Thug and Gunna, examining the legal, personal, and cultural factors that have shaped their conflict. We're going to unpack the complexities of their relationship and the implications of their fallout, offering a nuanced view of how loyalty, legal choices, and the pressures of the music industry intersect in this high-profile feud. If you're new here, my name's Ron, and I upload a couple videos on hip-hop every week, and I'm currently uploading a video every day to try to hit that 10,000 subscriber goal before the end of the year. So if you want to help me out with that, like the video and subscribe, and with that being said, let's dive right into it. Before the tension between Young Thug and Gunna became public, the two were once viewed as inseparable figures within the Atlanta rap scene. Young Thug, born Jeffrey Williams, had long been a pioneering force in trap music, breaking barriers with his unconventional flow, experimental sound, and flamboyant personality. His YSL label, founded in 2016, was an extension of his vision, a platform for artists who were similarly pushing boundaries in hip-hop. Among the early signees was Gunna, born Sergio Kitchens, who quickly became one of Thug's most promising proteges. From the start, the chemistry between Young Thug and Gunna was undeniable. Gunna's smooth, melodic approach to rap contrasted with Thug's more eccentric style, yet the two artists complemented each other perfectly. Gunna's 2016 mixtape Drip Season gained a significant amount of traction, but it was his collaboration with Gunna on Drip or Drown in 2017 that marked the beginning of his mainstream success. As Gunna's career flourished under Young Thug's mentorship, the two artists were frequently seen together, collaborating on various projects and building a public persona as close allies. This professional bond was strengthened through a series of collaborations, including Slime Language in 2018, a compilation album featuring multiple YSL artists, and Wanna in 2020, Gunna's critically acclaimed solo album that featured Thug as a key collaborator. By 2021, Young Thug was firmly established as a star in his own right, known for his melodic flows and strong sense of style. He was no longer just Young Thug's protege, he was an independent artist with his own identity within the broader rap landscape. This close bond was not just a business relationship, it also appeared to be personal. Gunna often spoke about Thug as a mentor and older brother, expressing deep gratitude for the opportunities he had been given. Thug, in turn, frequently praised Gunna's talent, referring to him as one of the brightest artists in the rap game. They appeared to share a genuine camaraderie, which made their eventual fallout all the more shocking to fans and industry insiders alike. The YSL label, with both Young Thug and Gunna at its helm, became a defining force in the Atlanta music scene. The city's influence on modern rap culture cannot be overstated, and YSL's contributions to this landscape were crucial in establishing the trap genre as a dominant force. Their musical style, a mixture of hard-hitting beats, melodic hooks, and avant-garde sensibilities, quickly gained a massive following. But as with many successful label dynasties, underlying tensions were brewing, and the pressures of the music industry, combined with the challenges of mainstream personal relationships, would eventually lead to the possibility of a lengthy prison sentence. Gunna, who had been signed to YSL since 2016, was considered to be one of Thug's most loyal affiliates, found himself entangled in the same legal battles. In addition to Young Thug, several other YSL members were arrested, and it quickly became clear that the case was not just about music, it was about the intersection of the music industry and the street politics that often accompany it. For Gunna, who was an active member of YSL, the charges were serious and weighed heavily on his future. In December of 2022, Gunna made the controversial decision to accept a plea deal, which resulted in his release from jail after serving nearly 7 months of detention. His plea deal, which was since seen as an admission of guilt, was a significant point of contention within the hip-hop community. Gunna stated that he was not snitching, but his decision was to cooperate with the authorities was interpreted by many as a betrayal of his fellow YSL members, and notably Young Thug. According to the plea agreement, Gunna admitted to being part of the YSL organization, but he specifically denied any involvement in criminal activities. His statement was seen as an attempt to avoid a lengthy sentence, but it was met with swift backlash from many fans and artists who believed that by taking this plea deal, Gunna had violated the street code of loyalty. Gunna's public declaration that YSL was a gang and his plea of guilty to lesser charges were perceived by some as an implicit acknowledgement of Thug's involvement in illegal activities, despite the rapper's insistence of his innocence. This move was seen as a direct threat to the relationship between Gunna and Young Thug, with many fans believing that Gunna had sold out to save himself. The legal issues had initially bonded the two men, now became the catalyst of their feud, as Gunna's decision to cooperate with the authorities created a deep rift between them. Gunna's decision to take the plea deal was seen by many as a betrayal, particularly in the context of the close-knit world of hip-hop. While he claimed that he was simply trying to secure his freedom, the optics of the situation made it difficult for many to view his actions as anything but disloyal. In hip-hop, the concept of loyalty is paramount, especially among artists who come from rough backgrounds and have deep ties to street culture. Young Thug's response to the plea deal was immediate and at times inflammatory. Young Thug took to social media to express his discontent, posting cryptic messages that many interpreted as jabs at Young Thug. One notable instance occurred in early 2023 when Thug posted a now-deleted Instagram story where he appeared to take shots at Gunna, calling him a rat and questioning his loyalty to YSL. Young Thug fans quickly rallied behind him, expressing their support for the slime language king and condemning Gunna for what they perceived as an act of betrayal. Fallout from Gunna's plea deal extended beyond social media. The rapper's career was immediately impacted, with many fans accusing him of breaking the unspoken rules of loyalty and honor. Some of his collaborators, including high-profile artists in the rap game, distanced themselves from him, and certain venues refused to book him for shows. Meanwhile, Young Thug remained in jail, awaiting his trial, but his public stance was clear. He had not forgiven Young Thug for taking this plea deal. Despite the backlash, Gunna remained defiant in his beliefs that he had done what was necessary to secure his freedom. In interviews, he clarified his position, stating that he had not snitched and that he had only agreed to the plea deal in exchange for the reduced sentence. However, many in the rap world continued to view his actions as a betrayal, and the damage to his relationship with Young Thug seemed irreparable. Young Thug's response to Gunna's plea deal was not confined to just social media posts. The rapper, known for his unpredictability and emotional intensity, used his platform to send pointed messages about loyalty, friendship, and the code of conduct that had once defined his relationship with Gunna. One of the most public displays of Thug's discontent came in the form of a song that leaked in early 2023, in which he appeared to be dissing Gunna directly. In the track, Thug rapped about loyalty, trust, and betrayal, themes that resonated with the fans, many whom were still reeling from the revelation about Gunna's plea deal. The song made it clear that Thug felt deeply hurt by Gunna's decision, and his anger was palpable. Thug's social media posts also reflected his anger, with cryptic messages that hinted at his feelings of betrayal. One now-deleted post reading, "You're either with me or against me," a sentiment that seemed to underscore his belief that Gunna had chosen the side of the law over loyalty to their shared cause. The post sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community as fans debated whether Young Thug's frustration was justified or whether he was overreacting. Despite the anger, Young Thug's emotional post and the songs also hinted at a sense of vulnerability. In interviews before his arrest, Young Thug often referred to Gunna as a brother, someone he had taken under his wing and nurtured throughout his career. For Thug, Gunna's decision was not just a legal matter, it was a personal betrayal, one that cut super deep. It was clear that Thug saw the fallout not just as a professional issue, but as a deeply emotional one as well. In contrast to Young Thug's public outburst, Gunna took a more measured approach to addressing the fallout from his plea deal. After his release from jail, Gunna was careful not to escalate the situation with Thug. Instead, he focused on his position, stating that he had only agreed to take the plea deal to avoid a lengthy prison sentence. Gunna maintained that he had not cooperated with authorities in a way that would harm Thug or the YSL organization. In April 2024, Gunna broke his silence in an interview where he directly addressed his relationship with Young Thug and the events that led to the rift between them. During the interview, Gunna explained that he had been caught in an impossible situation. He emphasized that his decision to take a plea deal was motivated by his desire to return to his family and continue his music career, not by a desire to snitch or turn on his friends. Gunna's narrative painted a picture of a man who had made a difficult choice in the face of extreme legal pressure. But he repeatedly reiterated that he never provided information to the authorities that would harm Young Thug or anyone else in the YSL circle. Gunna's stance, however, did little to quell the backlash. Many fans and critics were still unconvinced by his explanation, questioning whether any level of cooperation was too much. Gunna's words, though calm and thoughtful, only seemed to further divide opinion on whether his actions were justifiable or an unforgivable betrayal. This was especially complicated by the fact that Young Thug, who had spent much of his career projecting an image of loyalty and brotherhood, was admittedly opposed to any form of cooperation with law enforcement. For Thug, even the perception of disloyalty was a breach of trust, and this was a perception Gunna did not easily overcome. Despite the ongoing tension, Gunna appeared to hold on to a hope that one day he and Young Thug would reconcile. In the interview, he left the door open for a potential resolution, saying that he still loved Thug and had a deep respect for him. However, it's clear that Gunna's primary focus was on his own career moving forward. In contrast to Thug's intense emotional reactions, Gunna's maintained a more pragmatic and measured approach, which some interpreted as him distancing himself from the situation emotionally. Yet his attempts to smooth things over when met with skepticism, as many fans felt that the damage was too severe to repair. While the professional aspects of the beef between Young Thug and Gunna was well documented, the personal dynamics, especially family involvement, added another layer of complexity to the situation. Gunna's brother, who had been vocal in defending him throughout the fallout, played a key role in publicly responding to Young Thug's actions. In an interview with the Shade Room, Gunna's brother spoke out against Thug, accusing him of being overly harsh and unfair in his treatment of Gunna. He stressed that Gunna made the best decision for himself and his family given the circumstances. Gunna's brother's statements painted a picture of a man caught between two worlds, his loyalty to his family and his commitment to the music business. His comments highlighted the tension between street loyalty and familial responsibility. As Gunna's decision to take the plea deal was framed as an attempt to secure his future, particularly for his young child, while his brother's words were a form of defense, but they also emphasized the emotional strain Gunna was facing, torn between the world of hip-hop and the real-world consequences of his legal predicament. For Young Thug, the situation was similarly complicated by family ties. Despite his anger and public condemnation of Gunna, Thug himself had a deep connection to the people around him, particularly those within his YSL camp. His feelings of betrayal were compounded by the fact that the conflict had escalated to the point where even close family members like Gunna's brother were forced to take sides. This further complicated the emotional dynamics at play, as family loyalty became just as important as street loyalty in navigating this fallout. The involvement of family members in a dispute suggested that the issues between Young Thug and Gunna were not purely professional, but deeply rooted in personal bonds. While Gunna and Young Thug were seen as brothers in arms, the legal battle and aftermath of Gunna's plea deal revealed the fragility of those bonds. Tension between loyalty to family, loyalty to the label, and loyalty to the streets formed the emotional core of the conflict, adding a loyal dimension to what was otherwise framed as a legal and career-related issue. The beef between Young Thug and Gunna is not only a personal or legal issue. It carries deep cultural implications, particularly within the hip-hop community. Hip-hop has long been a genre where loyalty, respect, and authenticity are prized above all else. The street code, which emphasizes trust and silence in the face of legal scrutiny, often dictates the relationships between artists who come from similar backgrounds. The breakdown between Young Thug and Gunna is a stark reminder of the consequences of perceived disloyalty, and it reverberates through the industry. At its core, this beef reflects a fundamental tension between the world of street culture and the commercial, business-driven nature of the music industry. Gunna's decision to cooperate with the authorities and accept a plea deal stands in direct contrast to the values of loyalty and honor that are often celebrated in rap music. His actions challenge the traditional street code, and for many, his decision signifies a shift in how loyalty is understood within the industry. For Young Thug, who has always prided himself on his authenticity, Gunna's plea deal is an unforgivable breach of trust that has cast a shadow over their once solid partnership. Moreover, the feud of the two artists highlights the fragility of friendships and partnerships in the high-stakes world of hip-hop. As artists navigate their careers, they are often forced to make difficult choices that have profound personal and professional consequences. The YSL case and the resulting fallout between Young Thug and Gunna demonstrate how even the closest relationships can disintegrate when faced with legal pressure and ethical dilemmas. The cultural impact extends beyond the two artists themselves. Fans and the broader hip-hop community have been forced to take sides, some supporting Thug's stance on loyalty and others empathizing with Gunna's need to protect his future and family. The beef had ignited broader debates in the hip-hop community about the intersection of personal integrity, business, and time, leading to a volatile online environment. Fans of both artists have been divided, with some rallying behind Young Thug and condemning Gunna for his decision, while others have supported Gunna's right to make the best choice for himself and his family. The public nature of this feud had also created a space for both artists to express their feelings and frustrations directly. Young Thug's cryptic social media posts, as well as his diss tracks, have fueled the fire, creating the ongoing narrative of his betrayal and revenge. Gunna, on the other hand, has tried to maintain a more measured approach, but his attempts to explain himself often have been met with skepticism and criticism. Social media has turned the beef into an ongoing spectacle, with the new development being dissected by fans and media outlets alike. The public nature of the dispute has only intensified the pressure of both artists, as their careers and legacy have now been linked to the outcome of their conflict. For Gunna, the social media backlash has made it difficult to move forward without constantly being reminded of his legal decisions and the resulting fallout. For Young Thug, the feud has not only affected his personal life, but also his professional trajectory, as his public condemnation of Gunna has forced him to navigate a changed musical landscape, with fans and industry peers questioning his stance on loyalty and justice. In this age of constant connectivity, social media has become an amplifier of conflicts, turning private matters into public spectacles. The beef between Young Thug and Gunna is a perfect example of how personal and legal issues in the rap world can quickly be turned into viral content, with both artists subjected to the scrutiny of an ever-watchful public. The conflict between Young Thug and Gunna is more than just a feud of two of rap's brightest stars. It is a complex and layered story that touches on issues of loyalty, legal ethics, street code, and the pressures of the music industry. From the rise of the collaborative duo to the shocking fallout over Gunna's plea deal, this beef underscores the fragility of relationships in the high-stakes world of hip-hop. As Gunna continues to forge ahead with his solo career, and Young Thug faces a long legal battle, the future of their relationship remains uncertain. While Gunna has expressed a desire to squash the beef, the damage caused by the legal case and the public fallout might be too great to overcome. For now, both artists stand at a crossroads, with their professional and personal lives irrevocably altered by the choices they have made. In the broader context of hip-hop culture, this conflict highlights the deep tension between the ideas of street loyalty and the harsh realities of the legal system. As fans and industry insiders continue to debate the action between Young Thug and Gunna, the beef will undoubtedly remain one of the most talked about moments in recent hip-hop history. The question now is not whether they can reconcile, but whether the broader rap community can find a way to navigate the complex intersection of loyalty, legality, and personal ambition. My name is Ron, and if you enjoyed the video, remember to subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.